What else were we wrong about?
Is that a mini Kong?
Hello, it is Toys We Remember, and we are back with Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. All of the Series 1 things have come out officially, and we are trying to collect them all. Alright, and here is our first figure, Kong with Beast Glove. Looking amazing with his now 2 battle scars, better than 1 I guess. And let's look at the card back. Kong with Beast Glove, armed with his axe and a prototype battle gauntlet that enchants his earth-shattering primal strength. Kong roars into battle, packing a meteor impact with every punch. It also comes with a new version of the Heave, a more high-tech version that comes with the Kong.
It's weird that it comes with, they mention the axe, but it doesn't actually come with the axe. I guess they assume you have the axe from the previous figures.
And even when you put the axe in his hand, it does not fit at all. As you see, this one's the same as that one, but both of them will not fit the axe. And if you do know, the arm that Kong does use for the battle axe is the same one he has the Beast Glove on.
The thing is, I really like the Kong with the new Beast Glove. It kind of has a kind of a cool look to it. I know a lot of people are saying it looks like the Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel.
I thought it sort of looked like Bumblebee the first time I watched the trailer, and I was like, well, what is going on?
He's gonna turn into a car.
And let's check out the Heave now. So it's called the Biomimic Heave, and it looks a lot different. We do see it in the trailer. It looks like it has more, it's using like maybe some energy from Hollow Earth. So a lot of cool things is the Beast Glove is an acronym for Bio-Enhanced Atomic Seismic Thunder Glove. Now taking a closer look at the 2 different kinds of heaves.
So here are the 2 different heaves. You can see there's quite a few differences. A very basic kind of mold to the other one, and this one's much more shiny and has a lot more, I guess, engines coming out of it, right?
Yeah,
thrusters.
Yeah, it does. And the original Heave does have a lot of speed in the first one, but couldn't really survive the change in gravity. Maybe this one is more fitted to Hollow Earth. Here is Godzilla evolved with his new pink look. I was not a fan at first, but now I'm sort of getting used to it. So, and plus it looks pretty cool. Hoping that he'll be able to use either his tail or his side spikes to
do like elbow spikes.
Yeah, to do some more effective damage. Anyway, let's look at the card back. Godzilla has evolved into an all-new form, now faster, stronger, and more powerful. Godzilla thunders into battle with a supercharged heat ray, in a city-destroying tail.
So I like the figure overall. I think some of the minuses here off the top are that the tail doesn't really match the plastic on the figure itself, and then his elbow spikes are also there's no paint app on those. Those are the minuses. Overall, though, I like the thinner, kind of more agile Godzilla we have here.
And the funny thing is, besides the 6-inch figure, all the other Godzilla evolves that we've seen have the red arm spikes actually painted, which is a little disappointing that they didn't just work in the time to put it on the 6-inch. Here are the 2 Godzillas, Godzilla from 2021 and Godzilla Evolved from the new Empire movie. They do look quite different.
Yeah, they do have a kind of a different look. You can kind of see, like I said, this Evolved Godzilla is a little thinner, a little bit maybe, more athletic. His spikes look different. They look obviously more pink, and they look a little sharper maybe over here, a little thinner. Those are kind of thinned out.
And the thing is that he has like a giant tail, sort of Stegosaurus type tail, which is sort of related to the original film. Godzilla was supposed to be related to a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus, showing more of a Stegosaurus look at his tail. Goes back to the original 1954 film.
And I also think that's going to be, in the end, I know we haven't talked about Shimu yet though, but I think that's going to be somehow linked. Whether it's through the crystals or somehow through his evolution, it's linked to Shimu. just because it appears his tail is exactly the same. But as you can see, these two tails are much different.
So here is the 3 Godzillas standing next to each other. These are the Wave 1, 2, 6-inch Godzillas from Godzilla vs Kong, and in the middle you see our Godzilla X Kong 6-inch normal figure. One is Godzilla with radio tower on. The blue one is Godzilla with radio tower. So we do have the fire breath. It is a little faded since it's a little old here. And then this new fire breath is sort of jutting out. And
yeah, it's interesting how you can see here that it's actually encompasses his entire mouth, so it fits in a little bit differently than just that kind of almost like the projectile one, where this is kind of like a full blazing out of his entire mouth.
Yeah.
So it's just a different fit in the figure, and it looks a little bit different, where this is almost looks like an icicle. This actually looks like fire breath kind of coming out.
And they're much different. I mean, I've looked at many of these toys. None of them really look truly pink. In different lights, you can see Godzilla Evolved does look a little pink, but in most lights, he does look very red in a way. So does his fire breath.
So overall, I think I like the new changes. It's certainly different, and I think Godzilla kind of changes in every movie a little bit. So
yeah,
I think that's, while it was unexpected at first,
yeah,
we've kind of gotten used to the idea.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. We have 2-in-1 Godzilla. Peel skin to reveal Godzilla Evolved. Here is this I never knew this was coming. Godzilla Titan Evolution. It is just so funny. This just blobby mess transforms into an actual figure. It's really cool.
It's an interesting toy, interesting concept. It's basically kind of like if a guy in a rubber suit, kind of like the irony there is Godzilla was a guy in a rubber suit at the beginning. So it's basically like a 1950s Godzilla suit that goes on a 6-inch figure, which is kind of fun.
Now, if you use this, we're gonna transform him. So here is Godzilla Titan Evolution. As you see, there is a hole there, and you are gonna just peel this thing out. Ugh. It is a very funny toy how it just peels off. Revealing Godzilla is probably the best part, because you take off this flabby mess, flabby, weird thing, and reveals this nice, smooth, what we normally see and think as a toy, or an action figure in this case. There is your glabby mess. You were left with this nice, smooth action figure, and that is how you evolve. Titan Evolution. Godzilla. And this is Kong from the 2-pack Kong vs Skar King. The 2-packs we didn't get very often in the Godzilla vs Kong series. We just got that one, and then recently we got the Hollow Earth battle scene, and it's just basically the same figures painted differently. This is basically the same thing, only it has Skar King in it, and it's really the only way you can get Skar King. Besides, I did see a single pack with Skar King in it today, which was cool.
Yeah, this figure is interesting too, because the deco, the paint app is very different than the regular one. Obviously, it's all red and yellows, so I guess it's indicating kind of like a fiery Hollow Earth scene that he's facing off against Skar King in.
Yeah, comes with the same accessories, so if you want to biomimic keys, same kind of thing with the Beast Glove. Basically exactly the same. I mean, the good paint job, it really doesn't make much of a difference, but it's still pretty fun to have.
And here's a look at kind of both of the two figures in comparison. Obviously, virtually the same figure, same mold, just maybe a different paint application on the chest for the most part, it would seem.
And here is Skar King, and we've been looking forward to actually getting a toy of him, and we just saw him in the normal 6-inch pack, but since we already have this one, we didn't pick him up. We ended up picking up Godzilla Battle Roar instead.
Really, the only difference is a little bit of the paint application on the chest seems a little lighter in the in the individual figure.
I mean, I think this one looks a little bit better. The dark suits him a little more.
Mm-hmm. So talk about his whip there that's wrapped around his shoulders.
Well, in my thinking, I think it would either be a Skullcrawler, but more likely a Warbat, because it does have the ending little strips at the back of it, which is what the Warbats usually attach its wings to. So.
Do we know that for sure? Is it that on the back of the card?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it just says Whiplash or Whipslash. I don't even know what it says.
The interesting thing to me about this character is size-wise, we don't really know how big Skar King is in the movie.
My guess, because of the toys, he does look way slimmer. Obviously, we've seen that in the trailer, but he does look way taller than Kong because he is slimmer.
Which is interesting that they didn't have the toy be bigger if that's the case.
But
because honestly, if I were to see these two,
it is a little taller if you look at them
maybe
side
slightly.
by side.
But like, if I were to see these two side by side and say, "Oh, who's gonna win?" Kong by a mile.
That's the thing. Skar King may have smarts, and his chain whip slash, might, choke Kong. And it does seem like that whip slash does a lot of damage because Kong does need his Beast Glove. But once he gets the Beast Glove, Skar King's pretty much looks like he's done. So here is Skar King with his whip out, and he's ready for battle. He does look really good. And he does have waist movement. We've really never seen that with Godzilla and Kong Toys.
Yeah, he's got really good articulation. I mean, similar to the Kong toy. It will be interesting to see what he does with this whip. I like it as an accessory for the figure. And it'll be an interesting adversary for Kong, kind of someone from his own kind of family history.
We also see Skar King is not very good at standing. And
he does, yeah. It takes a while to get him to stand and pose. So the playability with him is good, but getting him to stand per se in a pose can be a little tricky.
And he does seem to have a lot of blood marks on him. Like his face is all like it's not it's not blood. It may be just like.
Wonder if it's like war paint. I think it's considered maybe war paint.
This is Battle Roar Godzilla Evolved. It's a pretty cool figure, and it's, as you see, he is a little bit taller than his predecessor, Godzilla Battle Roar from Godzilla Vs Kong.
Yeah, I think that kind of just speaks to the way the character has evolved, right? So this one on the left is obviously the more athletic look, and the other one's kind of a little more stout, thicker legs. But both are battle roaring and kind of have a different sound though too. Why don't we check those out?
Yeah, so let's check out Godzilla vs Kong first.
Very traditional.
Yeah, that was traditional, and then that one only has like one particular roar. I'm just gonna try and hear if it does have a second one. And that is the same roar. So this new one has two roars. Well, one is a roar. One is actually a fire breath sound. Let's test him. That was the fire breath one. Sounds the same. Now, roar. That was a little bit better sound effects.
A little bit deeper, yeah, maybe the effects have improved a little bit.
Here is Godzilla from the 2-pack, and just like Kong, he basically is the exact same, only he has a blue chest.
Yeah, I mean, that's the simple long and short of it, is it really is just a color app change that they're packaging with Shimu. So you'll have to pay an extra $10 just to get the Shimu one, because they haven't released the single figures yet. So, but worth it if you get this bad guy coming up.
Here is Shimu, and I've been waiting to get this figure for a long time. He is not come in single packs yet. She, basically, as we just heard, she is a she. Shimu is a she. Sort of sounds the same with its two S's. And just like Godzilla Evolved has the paint job of that little blue sort of thing going on. under the belly.
Yeah, obviously it's indicating a frozen element.
Yeah.
Obviously, just like Godzilla or King Kong is, we think in some sort of fiery Hollow Earth landscape. Godzilla is going to battle Shimu in an ice landscape.
Here is Shimu standing up with her ice breath. And it looks much cooler than Godzilla's because it sort of has that same frost mouth look to it as the same as the packaging. The packaging art does look much different than this actual toys. I hope it looks more like the toy and not the packaging art, because the packaging art kind of looks like she's like some sort of horse. That's just what it gives.
The package art does make her look a little odd, yeah, because it's almost like her face is like indiscernible, really.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like a mush face. Doesn't have like a face.
Yeah, it's very
It's
weird.
an odd photo. It's an odd angle or something like that.
And the Skar King photo is very odd as well. It's like a tiny.
Yeah, the head looks odd. Yeah, you're right. It's a good call.
So both the bad guys look very
awkward. Yeah,
awkward.
You're right. I just like how this Shimu really looks. So the colors, everything I had seen up to this point, I was kind of like, eh. But out of the packaging, the colors are really bright and vibrant, and the design is really cool. I like kind of the ice look and the different blues that are in there with the whites. Very cool figure.
Yep, probably the best figure out of this line yet. So that was all the Godzilla vs Kong, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire toys we have so far. Welcome to my world.